Norman to Seahawks for 4th rounder and Ifedi.
I appreciate you trying to ship off Ifedi. I like that. That makes me laugh. I don't think the Redskins want Jermaine Ifedi. Morgan Moses is a better right tackle. I honestly don't know if Josh Norman's worth a 4th-round pick right now.
I don't think he is at all. Josh Norman was one player to me who had like one good year with the Carolina Panthers and then got paid all this money.
I think he'd be a decent fit, but maybe get like a 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick for him. Do the Redskins take that? I'm not sure, but I do kind of like the idea of Norman on Seattle. I think that could be a decent fit.
Let's go to the U. Tony, what up, brother?
Things are not going great.
Yeah. Where does Kenyan Drake go to, and what for? Thanks for using #trade.
I think, again, like a 6th-round pick. Does he have anything? Is he worth anything more than that?
See, what's frustrating to me is I actually think Kenyan Drake is a solid running back.
But is he, though?
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he's actually pretty good. He is just in a horrible situation.
We've seen two different teams now, 2 different coaching staffs say, yes, Kenyan Drake is a rotational back and absolutely nothing more.
Sure. But I also can say that I'm very confident in saying that Kenyan Drake is by far the most talented running back on that team.
Yes, that's also not saying much. But to answer the question here, Green Bay, if Dexter...
Aaron Jones is fine.
Yes, but the Packers want to use a rotation. If Jamal Williams is going to miss more time, maybe that could make some sense. If you want to reduce McCaffrey's workload just a little bit, not saying you have to.
Nope.
But if you want to give him, like, let's say 80% of the snaps instead of 95% of the snaps.
Carolina could give him 100,
Carolina
101%.
Could make sense.
They'd probably do it.
How about the Falcons?
That's actually an interesting fit. I don't hate that fit. All right, Tony, I appreciate the question. It looks like we have a super chat coming in. Appreciate the this picture is pretty dope.
I recognized someone in that photo.
Yeah, I do too. Alan
There's
Robinson.
a handsome guy and then you. That was so forced.
Allen Robinson to the Raiders. Thoughts? #trade. I don't see why the Bears do it. He looked pretty good this past week.
I mean, I'd like it for Oakland. I just don't think the Bears are going to do it.
I mean, he had 7 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. He kind of embarrassed Garyon Conley a little bit this
Although,
week.
based on what I saw, wide receivers don't matter in the NFL because the Raiders won with a bunch of nobodies out there.
Hunter Renfrow, baby, led the squad. And then you had Foster Moreau. Yeah, real life. All right, let's go to Ruben, probably the best wide receiver out there. Should the Raiders trade for Diggs? Trent Brown is trying to get him on Twitter. He's not the only one. I am too.
Yeah, I don't. The problem is it's not a Diggs decides what's to do thing. Like, I know we always like, oh, look at player courting player. That only works in free agency, though. Or Madden. I guess that's kind of true, too. Maybe less so in Madden, actually. But
I don't know. I don't play video games. I have no idea.
Of course you don't. I think that it's not an issue of Diggs getting lured. It's the matter of, do the Raiders offer enough for Diggs in a trade? I don't think mid-season makes sense for Oakland. I think in the offseason it could make a little bit more sense.
I mean, also, if you're the Oakland Raiders, you just beat a very good Bears team without your number 1 wide receiver, Tyrell Williams. So Ruben,
also, unlike Jalen Ramsey, Stefon Diggs is playing.
Yes.
So it's going to take a big offer, and it probably begins with an Amari Cooper type offer.
So that's a first rounder. So get us to 150K. Ruben, I know you're a loyal watcher. I also see some people commenting. So Robert Jackson, Shane, Willie, Jay, Lewis, what I want you guys to do right now, I'm getting out my phone. Take this link, youtube.com/chatsportstv, and I want you to tweet it out. Post it on your IG, and make sure that you guys tag me at MitchellRens365 or at WhatGoingDowny. And if you share these videos on YouTube, guess what? We appreciate it. We'll send retweets, but you also got to be subscribed. youtube.com/chatsportstv. We got to grow it. Got to grow the family. Let's go to Jacob. #trade. What competitors who need pass rush should go for Yannick Ngakoue? I can never say his last name.
Ngakoue.
Yep. Like the Ravens, Bills. Plus, is he worth a massive Frank Clark or DeMarcus Lawrence contract?
I mean,
I think he is.
I agree, Jacob. He's put up 8 sacks, 12 sacks, 9.5 sacks. He already has 2, both of them coming against Carolina this year. I think that if Frank Clark got that, I think that Yannick is worth around that deal. Plus, the salary cap keeps going up. Like, I think that makes sense.
You think he's worth DeMarcus Lawrence, Frank Clark?
DeMarcus Lawrence. A contract in that area, yeah.
Okay. I'm just asking a question.
How many passers have 8+ sacks over their first 3 and probably 4 years? Not very many of them. And beyond that, I think that the teams you mentioned there, I like the fit in Buffalo a lot. Now,
that would be a fun defense.
I think maybe a Frank Clark type trade or a D Ford type trade and then an extension, I think could make some sense there for Buffalo. I like that fit quite a bit. Beyond them, I wouldn't mind the Rams getting super aggressive. Money's kind of tight, but I think they could make some sense. I like the Detroit Lions as a fit there too. I don't know if the Bucs can afford to give a first-round pick, but they could use him. So any of those teams, I think, make some sense there.
Let's go to my man Jay. But Jay, dude, come on, brother. You gotta get a picture. What wide receiver should the Niners trade for? Sanders, Diggs, Devontae Parker. What is your take on this? So the 49ers, I still think that they need that number one wide receiver. Now, you could also argue that George Kittle is he's definitely their number one threat there. In terms of their offense, I think Emmanuel Sanders fits that offense the best. I personally would not want Devontae Parker. I'm not a fan of him. Stefon Diggs is very good, but I also think in terms of what the 49ers can afford, I'm going to go Emmanuel.
Yeah, I think Emmanuel makes more sense. I don't care much for Devontae Parker, frankly.
Good. You shouldn't.
I don't think he's that good. Sorry.
There's a reason he's still on the Dolphins. Let's go to Dre and Jay, because they're twins apparently. Get pictures. Any good player to the horrible Bucs secondary?
I don't think Tampa is a team that should be exploring trades.
Second best team in that division.
Panthers are better.
Are they?
That's what the records say. The point differentials say. I'm ignoring the head-to-head. I think that best case for Tampa, they finished 8-8, 9-7.
Yeah, that's best
At
case.
that point, I would keep your first-round pick and take a cornerback early. I know you spent a lot of high-value picks on Vernon Hargreaves and MJ Stewart and Carlton Davis, but where's your number one? I don't think that guy exists. I try and get one this year.
I'm trying to figure out
it's another premium pick spent. I get that, but nothing there.
I'm trying to figure out how Michael Booker, what he's got going on here. Fake make. You know what? Michael, let us know in the comments what the heck that means. What do you think the Dolphins will do next year?
Continue the tank. Even if they take a quarterback in round one, it's not going to be over. This is not a tank for this year. Boom, now we're good. I think that a lot of fan bases want to believe that they suck for 1 year. They have a nice high draft pick and get a lot of good players in, that it's instantly going to be turned around. Now, that happens sometimes, but in far more cases, it is a multi-year rebuilding process because winning in the NFL is not easy to do.
How confident are you, Tom, that the Miami Dolphins are going to have the number one overall pick in the NFL draft?
This year?
Yes.
I would put it at 45%.
45%?
45%.
All right,
the plurality, not the
And if they get the number one overall
majority.
pick, who do you think they go with?
I kind of want to see how Josh Rosen plays the rest of the year, but I don't think that coaching staff buys into Josh Rosen. Allow me to finish my damn train of thought, please. I don't think that the coaching staff believes in Josh Rosen. So if the coaching staff doesn't do it, then you got to go take someone like Tua or Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Or you can embrace the tank. No, that doesn't do anything. You don't pay for a quarterback. Josh Rosen's super cheap for you.
That's a fact.
So you can
you
can save your money elsewhere because they traded for him, and the Cardinals paid half his salary. So you can use that cheap quarterback, build everything else out, kind of like what the Browns were doing when they got Baker Mayfield, and keep waiting, push off the quarterback for 2 or 3 years, then get your guy as you're ascending and try and perfectly time that time frame.
Here's the thing, Tom. I think the Miami Dolphins legitimately could go 0-16. So guess what I do literally every week? I bet against the Dolphins, and y'all should too. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL120 for 120% deposit bonus. If you put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. Put down $500, get $600 for free. BetDSI has hooked us up with the best betting deal out there. The best betting deal out there, and y'all are just wasting your time not taking advantage of it. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Bet against the Dolphins. Easy money. Let's go to Troy Daniels. Big fan of your brother. Is there a trade available out there that could help the
Jack, by the way?
That could help the Cowboys' offensive line? Fleming reminds me too much of Chaz Green.
Good news is that Cam Fleming is still better than Chaz Green, but Denver's not going to trade away their starting left tackle without getting a premium pick. I know and also if you're the Cowboys, does it make sense to make a trade for an offensive lineman for maybe 2 to 3 weeks max? I don't think that's good use of your draft capital. You're paying Cam Fleming. I know he's not Tyron Smith. I have concerns about him too. But by the time Garrett Bowles gets up to speed and is ready to go, Tyron's going to be back. So I think because it's a short-term injury for Tyron Smith, just try and survive with Cam Fleming for now.
I think we can agree that the real issue with the Dallas Cowboys is Dak Prescott. All right, let's go to Yee.
Stop it.
AJ
Quit
to the
triggering the
Seahawks.
audience.
So you're talking about AJ Green is my guess. AJ Green to the Seattle Seahawks.
My
Is that a cat?
I don't know what it is. My biggest issue with trading for AJ Green is
Put in the comment section what that picture is. I have no idea.
It kind of limits Tyler Lockett to being a slot guy,
Okay.
which he is a good slot receiver. He plays the
I
slot
would almost argue
enough.
Tyler Lockett's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL.
I agree, but AJ Green is an outside receiver, and DK Metcalf, as good as he's been, can only line up on the left side of the field, which it's fine because it works, but he doesn't have flexibility there. So I would prefer someone like Emmanuel Sanders who can play inside and out and give you a little bit more flexibility.
All right, seriously, I need to know what that picture is before the show ends.
I think it's a cat.
Let's go to Shanav.
Yeah,
Is that
Shanav,
here?
there you go.
Okay, what do you think the Broncos will do next year? I don't. As long
That's
as
such a great
as
question.
Joe Flacco is under center, you can't be confident in what the Broncos are
they're
doing.
almost kind of buying time until Drew Lock's able to go and we can get a better feel for him in terms of what he brings to the team. But they could be in an awkward position where they just spent a round 2 pick on a quarterback. Even let's say they're picking like top 5. Do they want to go offensive lineman? Do you want to give up on Garrett Bowles already? Do you want to go edge? You have Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. You're not going to maximize your pick in that direction. Maybe they just try and trade down in the draft. I think next year for Denver, it's going to be an interesting offseason depending on how the rest of this year goes and how the quarterback plays and frankly what the status of the front office is long term.
Oh boy, not looking so good for the
If
Broncos.
his name wasn't John Elway, he'd probably be gone already.
Probably would be gone. I don't think John Elway is much of an expert at finding quarterbacks. That's just between you and me.
not.
I can hook you guys up, though, with some experts, though, from the Action Network. Live odds, expert picks, and analysis. So here's an expert pick. Pick against the Dolphins. But right now, we're trying to get you guys set up with this amazing deal. Chatsports.com/deal is how you get set up with the Action Network. 40% off, so it's only $5.99. So if you're on BetDSI, if you're on MyBookie, use these experts. They're going to help you make smart financial decisions and put more money in your pocket, or as Uncle James says, wet the beak. All right, let's go to the next comment here from Clint Bailey. Wow, you take a... Whew. All right, get a picture. Do you think Cam Newton will be traded? If not, do you think it's his last year with the Panthers?
It's a good one. Kyle Allen's getting the job done, and that's like probably the kindest, or even like the
Panthers are better with Kyle Allen.
Optimistic
I've
way
been
I can say
saying
like,
it
he's
for
been
3
good.
weeks.
Yeah, he's been good. I guess check in like 2 weeks. You know, like if and when Cam Newton's able to play, do they turn to Kyle Allen? Do they roll with Cam Newton? Like, what do they do there? If Allen keeps playing well,
And they keep winning.
and if they keep winning games, you can't bench the guy that's winning games. I think you have to at least consider that idea. Otherwise, I don't know what their game plan is. Are you on team just
You have to
trade
be.
cut
Now, I will
Cam
say
this year?
they should literally change their name to the Carolina Christian McCaffreys.
That's fair.
because,
That's fair.
I have never seen a team involve one player that much. So it's a really good question. Don't worry. We're going to continue to talk about it, Clint. But we want to know from you guys in the comment, do you think Cam Newton, this will be his last year with the Carolina Panthers?